If you've ever thought, nobody told me grief would feel like this, you're not alone. Most people expect grief to look like sadness and tears. But what if I told you that some of the most common grief symptoms aren't sadness at all? In this video, we're talking about 5 grief symptoms that nobody prepares you for, and why experiencing them doesn't mean you're broken or grieving wrong. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? One of the most common grief symptoms is brain fog. People often describe feeling forgetful, distracted, mentally exhausted, or unable to focus on simple tasks. After a loss, your brain is processing an enormous amount of emotional information. Many grieving people experience things like forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, trouble making decisions, feeling just mentally scattered. And unfortunately, many people start judging themselves for it. They think, well, why can't I just get over it? Why can't I get it together? But your brain is doing exactly what brains do when they're under stress. If your mind feels foggy right now, try offering yourself compassion instead of criticism. You aren't losing your mind. You're carrying a heavy emotional load. One of the most surprising things about grief is how physically tired it can make you. Grief isn't just emotional work, it's physical work too. Many grieving people feel exhausted even when they slept good, they haven't been particularly active, they're even doing less than usually. Why? Because grief requires your energy. Your body is constantly adapting to a reality it never asked for. That takes a tremendous amount of effort. If you're tired, it doesn't necessarily mean you're lazy. It may mean your body needs more support than it usually would right now. Sometimes grief doesn't look sad. Sometimes it looks scared. Many grieving people experience anxiety after loss. This can include racing thoughts, panic attacks, worry about loved ones, difficulty relaxing, constant anticipation that something bad's going to happen. Your nervous system has learned something painful. Life can change, and it's just trying to protect you. Anxiety doesn't mean that you're weak. It often means that your nervous system is responding to loss. This is the symptom people talk about the least. Many grieving people feel like they don't recognize themselves anymore. You may notice different priorities, different interests, different reactions, different energy levels. Loss changes us, not because we're broken, but because love changes us. And really, grief is just the price of loving someone deeply. Many people spend years trying to get back to who they were before the loss. But healing isn't always about going backwards. Sometimes it's about learning who you are now. You don't have to rush yourself back into an old version of you. It's okay if you're still figuring out who you're becoming. If you've experienced any of these symptoms, I hope you'll remember something important. You're not broken. You're not weak. And you are not grieving wrong. Grief affects your mind, your body, your emotions, and your nervous system in ways most people never talk about. The more we understand that, the less alone we'll feel. If today's video resonated with you, I've created a free guide called 15 Grief Symptoms Nobody Talks About, and you can download it using the link in my bio. It's designed to help you understand what's happening in your mind and body after loss and remind you that you're not alone. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these grief symptoms surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Chances are, someone else watching this video needs to hear that they're not the only one experiencing it. I'm also creating a community for people like us, navigating grief, anxiety, and life after loss. Inside it, we'll have workshops, courses, practical tools, but most importantly, connection with people who truly understand. If you'd like to join the waitlist, you'll find the link in my bio.